Good evening, Ko-Enji and Sophobee heads out there. This is Andy at the fort, hanging out with Luke, and he's going to talk a bit about his recent toys and painting process. That's my hand. Action.
Yeah, so here's the stuff. So let's see. The night before Superfest, as it usually goes, was time to paint the Superfest run. And I took apart the machine, or air gun, somewhere under this pile, to clean, and then none of the pieces went back together, and I didn't have the energy to figure it out. So it came time to hand paint. As we've seen some people that have been successful with, and so I figured I'd give a shot at it, and so I made him.
It's in 3D, only on Kaiju Corner.
And I kind of like the process. So what I did was used a thinner version. I thinned down the one of the paints that we already used, thinned it down a little, and used a thicker and a thinner version to kind of build up some of the different values that you can see. And then I go over it with Mr. Hobby Super Clear. And that kind of gives it the overall uniformed kind of sheen. And I think also kind of like, especially on the clear, makes it clear sort of pop a little bit more. So I don't know, I liked it. Then fast forward the next couple days, then this will be coming out eventually. I still need to do the eyes, but if you can see like the blue in the head, there's some different values to that. And so so what I do is I kind of like I'll drop it and then flick it, and as you can see here on the ground, it's some of the aftermath of a good night of flicking. And then just kind of experimenting with different applications. So spots, and then I bought some different mugs, and so I'll dip it in and let it sit for different times, and so you get these different kind of like sort of marbling effects and whatnot. And then you get like things like these guys, which is again kind of like a similar effect. And in fact, what I did was I just did the pink, and I had the GID lying on the ground. So the pink I would fling, let those sit, and then I had my GID done with the aftermath of the initial process. And I think this actually, I think I may have like reverse engineered the Pusshead Damdron. Sorry, Pusshead. I'm sure your version is not as simple as this one, but it does kind of have somewhat of a similar effect, which I thought was, kind of cool. In fact, actually, I was talking to Pusshead, and he was telling me about his desire originally to not use an airbrush, and I was reminded of that when I was like, oh geez, I don't have an airbrush, and I was like, oh yeah, there are people that don't have to use airbrushes. So so that's kind of like where that all sort of came about, I guess. Did some Shogun bunnies, and then now I'm kind of playing around with doing probably do some clear Endmans. And just like experimenting with different techniques and finishes and the like.
And you were talking about matte versus super clear before?
Right, and then so super clear, that's what I did for here, and then with this one we're trying flat, Mr. Hobby flat. And this is what people that do the like ball jointed dolls, they use flat for when they're doing like different makeup applications, different makeup customizations, and then they'll do all their painting techniques and then they'll go over with flat to give it that more like human effect, I guess. I'm not a super expert on the ball joint community, but I know that that's what the process is for. So this is, you get this at any Yodobashi camera or any of your, you know, sort of hobby stores throughout Japan. I'm sure you can actually probably order this in the US too, or whatever.
So these here where the unmans are on the matte mixed in with the color, and then this one here is the regular clear mixed in, right?
There's no mixing. This is actually a spray. So it's just a simple, like, you know, you just spray over your, you spray your finish on. So the matte is just sprayed over what would normally be a clear paint. Not a clear paint, but a semi-shiny paint. So you're kind of dulling a semi-shiny paint.
Yeah.
Very cool. So that's kind of that. Do I have any other? Yeah, I think that's what we got.
That's good stuff. And so, thank you very much. See ya.